LITT, there's dudes and that girl Tony. It finally came together. Atlanta and New Orleans, living in today's time. We lit. Air Monday 9 to 11 on the night shift. You don't wanna miss it. Got the dopest guess and we kick it. Stay lit like the night before Christmas. Tony and Duke, best in the business. Watch him get it. Go to YouTube, search IBNX Radio, the LITT Netwrk. Entertainment guarantee. Have you laughing to your because we lit. That right, we lit. You know we lit. We lit. Tony and Duke stay lit. Turn it up, they lit. Start the show, they lit.
All right. This your boy Duke Desdone on the LITT Netwrk, ATL Next 100.
It's your girl, Tony Dominique. Did you write that down on your notes?
Yes.
You trying to get better at it?
Well, I got to get my life together. So, yeah. I got to get my life together, you know. Had a nice little ride over the weekend. I was able to think about doing things the right way.
Okay. What's some things that you want to change and do the right way?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, all right. It's personal?
Yeah.
Personal reflection?
Yeah.
Okay.
But, you know, this, that, yeah. It's kind of like one of those things where, you know, when your parents tell you to erase what you wrote and do it again and focus on making sure that it's legible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like little tidbit things, like the little small nuances of your life. You're like, well, you know, I can read it. You know, that logic, you pose that logic on it, and it's like, well, everybody else can't read it, or if the teacher needs to read it, or, you know, just for the sake of having good penmanship, you should write it the right way. So it's the little things. It's like, you know, this probably won't totally, you know, bring me down, but it would definitely help if I was to change the little things.
That sounds exciting. Well, speaking of changing the little things, Sterling, can I have your assistance, please? I need you to come to me.
All right. Come to me. Here, Mary.
So, speaking of the little things or whatever, I like to be a person that well, I'll wait.
Well, go ahead.
I like to be a person that likes to appreciate people and really just pour into people. A good person, you know, says all the time, be the embodiment of what you desire. And so I really try to work on that practice regularly, as best as I can. I'm only human, but as best as I can with the abilities that I can. So, can you take this over to my counterpart, please?
Whoa.
So,
this is a box. It looks heavy.
It does.
So,
Very awkward.
the best thing to do of being the embodiment of what you desire is you got to feed into people and their dreams and their visions and their goals. Because sometimes, believe it or not, people allow their life's distractions to get them off track. And it's a human flaw that we all have. But sometimes you need great people or good people or nice people to just come in your life, be it through friendship, relationship, or just strangers passing by, to invest in you and to kind of bump you back on track. So, the first person that I'm going to pour into, it only makes sense is that I pour into you.
Okay.
So, there's something that you've been claiming that you want to do over and over and over and over and over again, but you haven't necessarily took the steps to do it through the life's distractions. So, I purchased you a gift.
Aww. That's so sweet, Tony. Aww. Oh, he's gonna tear up. Look at Dookie. Come on, man. I was feeling sad. I was feeling down, and I am up. I got energy now.
Okay, collect it. Let me collect myself.
Someone please hire him for your next movie.
Okay, I'm here.
He's so
I'm back.
dramatic.
But I do thank you for this. I really do. I'm appreciative. I have some shirts in for those who want shirts. It's great black and funny shirts.
So those who have been on my page, you have seen me posting that his shirt was on pre-order. But he did not know that the shirts were already in process and on the way.
Oh, that pack came in.
Huh?
So that pack came in. Yeah.
Yes.
So in his mind, he just assumed that, it was order as you pick it up. So now you said that once you have some merchandise, you can go on the road.
Yes, and I'm currently working on that now. The merchandise part, it seems like that's been taken care of a little bit, but the on the road thing, I'm reaching out to a lot of people who are booking, promoters, and venues and clubs and things like that to, put myself on the road. Just take this talent and this skill outside of the Atlanta metro area.
All right. With all that being said, I didn't mean to take up all the time being all mushy, but I just want to know I appreciate you. I see your dream. I see your vision, and I want you to be great.
Am I saying this correctly? Keelian Fowler?
I don't know.
Okay, well, they say they want one, and guess what? We got them. Hit us up in the messenger, and
if you're watching the show live, I do have one on.
She does. She has one on. I didn't get. I guess I didn't get the memo. I didn't read the email because I could have wore one, but guess not.
You didn't know that they were coming, so how would you have wore a shirt?
But I mean, you were like, you know what? Wear your shirt today. We should match. You know what I'm saying?
That pack came in, bro.
Huh?
Let's say that pack came in, bro.
Right.
Anyway.
Good load got dropped off, man. It's time to go running. It's time to run with it, dude. It's on you now, bro.
Absolutely.
Let's get it, bro. Work time.
And hopefully you sell them.
Hopefully.
Because you may want to give them away to your fans. But you know what I'm saying? Hopefully
these are for sale. These are for sale. Every shirt in this package right here is for sale.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But anyway, moving along, since we had such a great time, we went out of town to some much needed relaxation, little family vacay. And this song, well, the title of this song, I don't know if the words of the song, but the title of the song just made me think of that vacation. And it is going to be Jacuzzi by Monty Meach.
We lit! And we got shirts. Great, black, and funny.
Next 100. New music right now. Meechy. Young nigga choosing. He gon' choose me. Cause I'm thick and pussy wetter than jacuzzis. All on my pictures in my comments like a groupie. Bitches gon' hate, know they watch me like a movie. Young nigga choosing. He gon' choose me. Cause I'm thick and pussy wetter than jacuzzis. All on my pictures in my comments like a groupie. Bitches gon' hate, know they watch me like a movie. She don't like me, but a nigga wanna do me. Bitch is funny, I be laughing at you goofies. Pull up to his house, now his face all in my booty. Yo nigga thirsty, this pussy juicy. I don't really dance, but my shoulders they be moving. Ain't no competition, cause all these bitches losing. They tryna copy me, I should be suing. They tryna pinpoint my moves, they assuming. I do what I want, I can't be checked. No. R.I.P. I'm about to put this hoe to rest. We aiming at your head, don't know why you wore a vest. They can't breathe, cause I'm stepping on their neck. Ain't got shit to prove, I ain't never need to flex. I'm with the game, so I'm throwing up the set. I got my own money, so no, I'm not impressed. I got the text like, Misha, you the best. Young nigga choosing, he gon' choose me. Cause I'm thick pussy wetter than jacuzzis. All on my pictures in my comments like a groupie. Bitches gon' hate, know they watch me like a movie. Young nigga choosing, he gon' choose me. Cause I'm thick pussy wetter than jacuzzis. All on my pictures in my comments like a groupie. Bitches gon' hate, know they watch me like a movie. I talk shit, cause I'm the shit. Tell her pull up, I don't care about who she with. Drunk bitches in the club, always wanna feel my tits. Stop playing with me, girl, I'll be playing with your clip.
come in twos like twins. I ain't friends with these bitches, cause they always in the mix. Watch this, I leak on drip. I ain't never scared, cause I got it on my hip. He tried to shoot a shot, he ain't take it, that he missed. I finesse that nigga, bout to add him to my list. Young nigga choosing, he gon' choose me. Cause I'm thick, pussy wetter than jacuzzi. All on my pictures in my comments like a group. Bitches gon' hate, know they watch me like a movie. Young nigga choosing, he gon' choose me. Cause I'm thick, pussy wetter than jacuzzis. All on my pictures in my comments like a group. Bitches gon' hate, know they watch me like a movie.
ATL's Next 100. Listen. Next 100. Don't touch that dial.
If there's something hot to talk about, whatever it is, you know that we gon' put it out here on Tony's Hottie Topics. Tony's Hottie Topics tonight.
Okay, and all right. Hey, lovers and losers. I am going to try to make this as quick as possible just to make sure that our guest gets their proper lit time. Because lit time is important. So let me go ahead and get through with these Tony Hot Tea topics. I do got a few on the agenda, but bear with me. Bear with me. We can't start it off without saying rest in peace to the dear old DMX. He died at 50, y'all.
Dark Man X, baby.
Definitely gonna miss him. Definitely a legend lost. And we definitely real sad about that one. With that also being said, shout out to Jay-Z and Beyonce, who buys DMX's masters and decides to give it out to his 17 children for free. They're not trying to sell it. They're not trying to make no money off of it. They bought it for $10 million, and they're gonna split it between all of his children.
That's a lot of kids. X wasn't playing no game. X gonna give it to him.
He told y'all it was Brenda, Letitia. He gave you a whole list.
That was a lot of them.
Don, LaShawn, Inez, and Alicia. He told you.
When he came out, man, outside of Tupac, I ain't never seen that type of energy.
You know, like he asked what they want from him.
Yeah, it's just, I've never seen that type of energy. I mean, you know, LL was in the 80s and stuff like that, and you had Busta, but to have that type of energy, to drop the albums and the projects he was dropping, you know, to be as authentic as he was and have people drawn into him. And honestly, nobody wasn't praying, man. Like, you know.
Thank you.
Nobody wasn't
Write
praying.
that on your notes for your Duke's thoughts, because we finna get through these Tony topics. Okay?
Well, I'm just saying, you know, we got to speak on it while it's hot.
That's why I said put it in your notes for your Duke's thoughts.
No.
Next on my list, because I told y'all I'm going to try to give my guesses time, is Kid Cudi takes the news because he wears a dress on Saturday Night Live. He said he was playing homage to Kurt Cobain, but the culture is not here for it. They saying, you know, his platform is not a platform where he should be out here wearing a dress. I did talk to my engineer Sterling about it, and he feels some type of way about it too. He said he don't care if it was Saturday Night Live, Sunday Night Live, Monday Night Live. He saying no reason for you to be wearing no dress unless you just a dress wearing artist, and you're not. You wasn't in the skits. You was there to perform, so you should perform as yourself. That is from
But you know what though?
Sterling.
You know, I don't really know if if they intentionally demasculating themselves, or if they just buying into it, or do they get paid extra to do that? But I mean, what did the dress? It was like Kevin Hart when he kissed The Rock in Central Intelligence. It just didn't make the scene any better. So I'm trying to understand why. What's the purpose?
To get people talking about it.
That's
get people talking, get people looking, get people watching.
So it's clickbait. It's like a clickbait thing.
I think it is.
But I don't like that. I don't respect that.
It's like a troll type of thing.
Yeah.
You don't respect it, but at the end of the day, people are clicking, they looking, they trying to see what happened.
It's basically
and somebody else who didn't see it, you know, man, I know. Well, now you talking about it. Now the next person, like, well, let me go see what they talking about. It's just.
It's the same thing.
It's advertising.
Lil Nas X twerking on the devil in that video.
So let me ask you this: Is it? Are we at a point now where good news don't need really travel fast? It's like bad news travel faster.
Of course.
Like
that's always been a time.
What's the purpose of even being positive?
That's always been a time. There has never been a time where good news travels at the speed of light. But something happened to somebody, it go out real fast. That's normal. That's been since the beginning of time. Since before you, before me, before Sterling, before everybody. That's how it happened. The bad news be out there because people like gossip. People like to see people fall. People like to see the drama. That's why reality shows are so popular because they drama filled. But you look at a good quality show, you know, you got like the Cosby shows and all those shows are falling off. That's
like a documentary that everybody say is boring. You'd be like, man,
nobody is really watching no documentaries either.
But
watch how much a horror movie makes in the first week.
Yeah,
people love to see people die.
I'm just saying that's the thing.
Culture is crazy, bro. Like not just our culture, like the society we inbred in. It's like
that's the thing. But
I guess
next on my list, we're gonna send some prayers out to Black Rob. He is in the hospital. He posted from his hospital bed, just kind of shouting out DMX, which puts his fans into a little frenzy about like why is he in the hospital. Well, he said that he is homeless. And he has had 4 strokes in the last 5 years, and so he in the hospital. So you know, while he's sending his prayers out to DMX, make sure y'all send y'all prayers back out to Black Rob because you know y'all may know him. I know the younger generation, y'all lame, but y'all know him from the song "Whoa" from Bad Boy Entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It's like whoa, and a lot of songs have that in there. Sometimes, I mean not a lot, but I think there's another song that had that in there. But anyway.
Whoa.
Yes.
But I met this bad chick in town. She was whoa. Okay.
Since we own Bad Boy Entertainment, the biggest bad boy, P. Diddy, has been spotted out with 50 Cent's mother of his children, Daphne Joy, and the people are watching and they trying to figure out what is
that Marquise mom's or the little light skinned kid, mixed looking kid that 50 Cent had?
The first one.
Marquise, the one that he's battling, going back and forth with.
I think it's the first one.
I don't think Puffy gonna mess. She kind of down here. I think it might be the second.
Out. What I don't know. She light skinned with brown hair.
No, that's the because he has a little kid.
Okay,
look
well
like
then
she's
the
mixed.
second one.
Yeah, I think it's her.
But anyway,
because the regular chick, she's just a regular New York chick. I don't really think anybody with high status looking for her.
Hey, I'm ready for it to be petty on the internet. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, the internet is waiting to see what 50 Cent is going to say because he is the king of petty. But I'm not sure he gonna jump at Diddy like that. I don't know because Diddy is also the king of petty, but he like underground petty. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what that war would look like, especially over. I mean, if they ain't together. I mean, Diddy be with everybody. Who ain't been with Diddy at this point? If you in the industry, I feel like everybody been with Diddy, male and female.
You said Diddy have been passed around.
Hold on. Did Marjorie? Or not Marjorie?
Lori Harvey.
Lori Harvey. Wasn't she with Diddy and Diddy's son?
She was with the son, and then she went to the dad.
That's gangster though.
And then she went to Future, and now she with Michael B.
That's gangster though.
But I mean, you know.
The
industry is like that. You at a party, y'all all at the same party, same people, same party. You have a drink, you laugh, and you sit next to one person. Hey, anything can happen. That's the circle.
I don't think I could do it though. I don't really think that I would feel comfortable wanting to be in the mix of one of my peers' ex. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I just feel like in my mind, and this things that I was just told growing up, there's so much PUSSI. I mean, why? I'm sorry. That you don't have to do that. You can, it's an option, but you could navigate around it. Like you don't have to date nobody at your school or in your neighborhood. You don't have to.
But and when you get to certain levels of status in society, bro, it's like you can't do things with certain other people. So it's like
now that part I do understand.
True enough, it might be so much in the world, but once you hit this level, bro,
it's only so much in that bubble.
A lot of that.
But if you look at like a Matt Damon, he married and started dating a barista at Starbucks or whatever.
Yeah, but that's rare. You know what I'm saying? If you just out, and that's probably he probably went there a couple of times.
Right, yeah, he been going there for years.
P. Diddy is not going to Starbucks.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is, you may not go to Starbucks, you know, but the environment of where you at, there's other people in that environment.
Not if you're at a Diddy status. Diddy is not going anywhere. Did y'all remember he was sending people to walk and go get him a cheesecake?
That was for TV.
He is not. I feel like he do that for real. I feel like he has people around him that just
he probably go
and
run
do and get.
Yeah, they probably
so he's not going out and hanging. He's probably meeting these people at industry parties or the parties he have at his house, and whoever show up, that's who his entertainment is for the time being.
I don't know.
And if it click, you click. If you get close enough to him and hang out with him and he like your vibe, hey, let's hang the next day.
Who else was doing that? It was Angelina Jolie that was flipping them at one point. J-Lo don't play.
Taylor Swift was flipping them too.
J-Lo don't play though.
J-Lo get a ring and she did.
She had her little run.
J-Lo is like the runaway bride.
J-Lo don't play though. Like she like listen. Cause she
got
not with
5
dude no
rings.
more, right? The dude.
No, they just broke up.
Yeah,
Alex
J-Lo's winning
Rodriguez.
championships.
Yeah, Alex Rodriguez. Like she like I'm
was winning
cool.
champs.
And then before that, she was with the guy.
We not running down that list like that.
No, I'm saying what was the guy? Mark.
The point is-
Mark Jacobs.
The sentence is Diddy is with 50 Cent's baby mama, and the people is trying to see what 50 Cent is about to say. That's what it is.
Do y'all
The
like
world's
that
so
phrase
messy,
though?
man. That shit crazy.
Do y'all like that phrase, baby mama, baby daddy? Y'all like that phrase?
I mean, I think it's how you say it. I mean, you know what I'm
It's
saying?
a negative
Obviously, you want to say
connotation.
mother of child, but you know, we come to a culture where people want to shorten it up, baby mama, baby daddy. If you say it with a malice and like, oh, that's your baby mama, I don't.
It
I
still
don't really
sounds
care.
ghetto either way.
I mean, if you take it from ghetto to, it's ghetto. It's slang. It's if that's
Child's
what you're
mother.
going with.
Child's mother. You know what I'm saying?
Well, if you want to be proper, then say child's mother. If you want to be
I'll just
not
ask.
proper, say baby mama. Like it's just
But I'm
preference.
I'm a new generation. They say BM now. You feel me? Like,
Your
it
BM
ain't
and your
even-
BD.
It ain't even the whole baby mama.
See, they want to shorten it up.
Like real talk, BM now.
Well, okay, 50 Cent's BM is out with Diddy. That sounds like a bowel movement, though.
When you say BD, I was like, it took me to VD. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But on the internet, yeah, when you typing it out, yeah, it's never baby mama. It's BM. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, next on the list, Quavo took his Bentley back that he just got sweetie. If y'all saw, just a couple of weeks before the whole shebang bang went down, he spent and bought her a beautiful white Bentley. She was so excited, so happy for her birthday. Well, he went and repoed that. And then he wrote song lyrics about it, saying, yeah, he took it back because she was slime and sneaky. So he's like, I got my stuff back, and I'm going to make some money off of it music-wise as well. Because, again, people like the drama. So that's why he, got his Bentley back and made a song about it.
It's crazy how we really entertain a bunch of toxic individuals. It's really like when I sit back and watch and listen, I'll be like, these are nothing but a bunch of toxic individuals.
And they be goals.
But you know what's crazy though?
That they love.
You know what's crazy? Like I actually have a friend of mine who's locked up now, and he is one of those people. You know what I'm saying? Like he is that. Like if he was a rapper, he would be that type of person. I'm just like, bro, like, and you'll tell him some logic, and he'd be like, that's right.
And last but not least,
And veer off.
on my Tony Hot Tea topic,
He's a toxic individual.
we have Will Smith and Antoine Farrakhan. I don't know how to say his last name.
Antoine who?
I'm going to just call him Antoine. His mama named you Antoine. I'm going to call him Antoine. But they are not shooting the Emancipation. It's supposed to be a runaway slave movie that they were going to do here in Georgia. They say they are pulling it and shooting it somewhere else because Georgia over here with these bogus voters laws. And so they like, ain't no filming going on. We ain't giving your city no money because y'all trying to block the black people or the people's vote in the GA. So
Yeah, they big mad about the Senate going to the Democrats, bro. They big mad about that. Republicans everywhere, big mad.
So yeah, so there's a lot of people pulling a lot of things from Georgia. They're trying to boycott Coca-Cola. I mean, there's just so much stuff going on behind the voters. But they are losing a lot of money, so they're gonna have to figure that out because a lot of people are not. They took the baseball finals, they pulled that out. They're not doing that here anymore. Yeah, so money is leaving Georgia. So Georgia gonna have to figure out how they're gonna fix these voter laws. And remember, tomorrow night, Duke will be at Miami Lounge. Doors open at 8. Show starts at 9. There are 50 cents wings. There's $5 mixed drink and $2 fireballs. So we want
Curtis Jackson gonna be in there cooking wings.
We want y'all in the building. Make sure we had a great turnout last Tuesday, so we want you in the building. He will have his shirts available for sale. So if you want to pull up and buy a shirt from Duke Desdoon, please do. Or you can always order your shirts on DukeDesdoon.com.
Say you got them power wings in there, bitch.
Yeah, for real, huh? And Richard get what flavor is that? It's that Richard died trying.
Yeah, with all that being said, if you have something great going on, still remember to send it to our DMs. Make sure you go on DukeDesdoon.com to keep up with all his performances and where he's going to be Don't stalk him because I will hurt you. But if you would like to just go and just see him perform, because he is very, very funny and very talented, please go to his website.
You know what though?
And
he gonna have them mini men lemon pepper wings in that bitch. Yeah,
that's for them. That's for them guys. Only them guys can order that. You know what I'm saying?
man, I'm just talking shit. Bro.
They gonna come in there. Hey, excuse me, can I get some minute? What flavor is that?
The candy
Is
shop.
it gonna
let me get the sweet and sour.
Candy shop.
I'm
sweet
saying
and
like
sour.
it got like cream in the middle, like it gets cream filled wings. Like I'm gonna get a little bit on my corners of my mouth.
We're not going there. We're not going there. Thank y'all so much. It's only appropriate that I play this next song because we need to know what's Litty in the City. So we're gonna play Litty in the City by LaToya Patrice.
Oh, we lit. Jesus.
Yo, finger roll, I'ma make it easy for you tonight. Let's go.
Betty Badass, DJ Killer B. It's a Beauty and the Beast production.
You already know what it is. Killer B in the building. Betty Badass. It's another track. Let's go.
Litty in the city.
Yeah.
Litty in the city.
Yeah.
Litty in the Litty in the Litty in the city. Litty in the city.
Yep.
Litty in the city.
We be
I be Litty in the Litty in
Betty
the Litty in the city. I be Litty in the city and I never show no pity. Take a man, take his money, but he ain't ever gon' hit me popping up. At the pop off, hit my phone for the lockup. Don't make me call the goons and tell the motherfucking block. Listen, baby, it's Betty Bad up on this beat.
What up, Boosie?
Litty in the city, ATL's where I be. Home of the varsity. Catch me out up in these streets, paying all my mama bills like my name was Carter because I be Litty in the city.
Yeah.
Litty in the city.
Yep.
Litty in the Litty in the Litty in the city. Let's go. Litty in the city. Litty in the city. I be Litty
Killer B,
in
Betty
the
Badass. What up? You said she like it like that. Let's go. Killer B, Liddy in the city. 2 Glock 9s and a whole buck 50. We tucked all the way down in my dickies. I'm old school, bitch. I just like Wiggs and it's back to the motherfucking money. Kids stay motherfucking hungry. Keep a low profile with the heat and the dash. I don't play about my motherfucking money. Liddy in the motherfucking city. Got 4 hoes wanna ride with me. I only got a 2-seater, so your hoes gotta choose from the coin who gon' ride with me. Liddy. And that's how we do it. Betty Bad, Killer B, we on that pimp fluid.
They be tryna get me cause they know that I stay lit.
Stay lit.
You have to hide a Betty burning down this bitch. We kisses but money. Show that cash. I'm Litty in the city. Call me Betty Badass.
Yeah. We stay lit, man. Shout out to Team Poet. You already know what it is. Yes. Betty Badass, DJ Killer B. Yeah. Hey, Cardi. You thought this shit was over, man.
Like that. I said I like it like that.
We ain't bothered. We not bothered at all. Killer B, Betty Badass. Let's go. I told you we was gonna do it. I told you we was gonna have to go through it. We made it and they hate it. Always faded, never underrated. They don't like us, they love us. They stay trying to fuck with us.
Behind the closed doors, go and fire that drove. Break down for
Betty Badass, DJ Killer B. It's been a long time coming.
Baby got that flow, killer kicking that
Beauty and the
dope.
Beast.
Waving the 44, yeah.
Yes. Because I came from the ghetto and I'm still here.
Next 100.
Stand up, get it pop right now.
Atlanta's home for hip hop and R&B.
Number 1 station for hip hop and R&B.
You know what the deal is.
ATL's Next 100.
And we are back. ATL's Next 100. This is your girl, Tony Dominique.
This is Duke Desdone.
And we have our guest, Mo, in the building, a.k.a. Mo, the real estate guy and barber, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes. Okay, so which one started first, real estate or barbering?
The barbering started first.
Okay.
So give us a rundown. How did you get from just being the everyday community barber guy to now it's much bigger than that in real estate? And did that come about just your natural interest, or Was it based off of like clientele and just having those conversations?
It's crazy, man. When I was in college, it was a lady that used to come to the shop all the time, and she would always, tell me, she was a broker, and she would always say, "Hey, I want you to go get your real estate license. I want you to come work under my brokerage." But at the time, I didn't know anything about real estate.
You're like, I ain't trying to be broke. What you want?
So eventually, what happened was I opened up my barbershop after college, and then I went to get my real estate license, and I went and worked under her brokerage. And that's the rest of the history. That's when I realized that I was good at sales, but I wanted to get on the other side of it too. Yeah. Saw a lot of investors making big time bread, and I seen a lot of not only investors but people that own properties was making big profits off of their homes as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. That's dope. How long did you cut before you actually got into the real estate aspect?
So really, I've been cutting all my life.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been cutting all my life. I've even in high school I was cutting, and like I said, I opened up my shop at 22. I was cutting through college. Opened up my shop at 22. Still was cutting. It so happened that the real estate school that I went to was right next door to my shop. So
that's perfect.
Yeah, so
it was a sign.
it was real convenient for me to, when I wasn't cutting hair and I ain't had nobody, I just took that downtime to go and work on my courses, work on passing the real estate test. Because that was tough for me as well, because I actually failed it like 2 times before I passed it.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who fail it a couple of times before they...
Yeah, but when you really want something, man, like the failures is just, okay, well, I won't do it like that next time. Or
correct.
Let me just, grind out a little harder for it. The failures is just, how bad do you want it?
Yeah.
That's all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, there's a couple things that I just didn't do well at. I was just like, man. Especially when I was in barbering school, I was like, man, my transmission started slipping in my car. I had to walk in triple-digit weather. And I was just like, everybody was like, man, won't you just quit school for right now and just get this extra job so you can get this extra money so you can fix the car and then get back to it. And I was just like, sometimes you just got to walk through the fire, man. And that's the part about the adult world, the mature side of life.
Yeah. Once
your parents let you go, that a lot of people can't quite grasp.
Yeah,
you might work extremely hard for something, and in the end, it's not ideally what you want. And
And I'm not a quitter. I ain't no quitter. So it was something that I really wanted.
Right.
Outside of her just asking me about being a agent under her brokerage.
Did it take much convincing on her part?
It didn't. Here's the thing. Once you graduate from college, I was lost. I ain't gonna hold you. I was lost when I graduated from college. I didn't have anything set up to.
You didn't have no plan.
No plan.
Go to school because they said so.
Pretty much, but I was an athlete, so I played ball, and that's what I did. But I cut hair and I played ball. That was it. And when I graduated from college, I had a little money saved up, set to the side, and I used that money to open up my barbershop with.
Okay.
Yeah.
What side of town was your barbershop on? Or is it the same barbershop you opened at 22? Is it the same barbershop now?
Nah. So just a little brief overview. I've had 4 different barbershops, and my first shop when I went to Stillman College, and it was in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I had about $6,000 saved up from my refund, and I was a party promoter, and I used that money to actually go and open up my shop. I was broke after I opened it up.
But that's okay though. You know what I'm saying? Like going broke for what you want, you're not really going broke. You're just really kind of just investing all you got into it.
Yeah, but
you're gonna get something. You reap. Look at where you at now. And how long ago that's been?
Man, that was about 15, 16 years ago now.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that you ain't go broke. If you don't push your chips all in, sometimes you won't get the big payback.
Yeah, you're right.
That was just a big investment waiting for a
you
big
reaping
return.
Harvest now.
But like I said at the time, we wasn't taught entrepreneurship. We wasn't taught, hey, get your, do your own thing. It's just something that I decided to do, and it happened to work.
And you know what else is crazy? I know for me growing up in New Orleans, I saw a lot of people working for themselves, but they didn't. They wasn't like deeply passionate about entrepreneurship. They didn't even call that word. I didn't start hearing that word till I became a young adult. You know what I'm saying?
I literally just had a similar discussion with my mother because I was talking about preparing my kids, like, you know, coming out to high school, getting a house and all that stuff. And I was talking to my mom and I was like, you know, we always had a house. I think I remember one time in our life we had an apartment. But outside of that, we had a house all the time. And I was like, you never taught me how to buy a house. And you didn't share with me the things, you know, the processes in life. And she was like, well, one, you never had the money to do it because your job wasn't at the point that it was supposed to be. And then she was like, and I didn't even know what I was doing. I was robbing Peter to pay Paul. You know that phrase that old people say. So there was nothing I could teach you because I didn't know. She was like, I made it look like we had it all together, but we didn't. And she was like, I faked the funk. And there's no way for me to teach you how to fake the funk. Saying?
That's great parenting.
Well, I think a lot of our parents did a great job at, you know, making it seem
they just
like
did what they knew with what they had.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I realize it's our job to gain more. And then sometimes in retro, like, reach back and be like, yo, hey, mom, dad, auntie, whomever, let me teach you something. Hopefully they're at a place where they can still be open to learn.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying? And sometimes when you get over 45, you shut down. You close the curtains on that.
I already did what I'm finna do, and I'm done. I'm finna coast. I'm finna coast this out to AARP.
Like if God gives you 80 years, right? Your first 20, you just figured it out. Your next 20, you kind of got to figure it out. You still feel youthful. When you go into that third 20, if you ain't get them first 40 years together, you know, it's some people go one or two ways. They'd be like, okay, I'm really got to get this handled. Some people say, I'm done. So whatever's on the table now, this is it. So if I'm fat, sloppy, disgusted, I got to figure that out with that. I got to find peace in that. Some people don't want to find peace. Some people want to change their circumstances.
Right. Like I was looking at on Instagram, they were posted these two older women that didn't start getting into fitness and stuff today. One lady, she didn't start getting into it till she was like 40 something. And the other lady, I think she was a little older than that. She was like in her 50s or 60s before she even started thinking about fitness. And now they're like the old, you know, the old grandma body fitness sculpted models. And I'm like, dang, what did they look like before that? And two, like, what motivated them to be like, you know what? I'm 50. Let me go ahead and pump this iron and get my body in shape at 50.
Sometimes you just tired, like Mystical said. Sometimes you're tired. But then you got to get, once you get, and that's somebody told me a long time ago, tired is one level. But when you get tired of being tired.
Right.
Like, you know, you're tired, I'm tired of this. But then you get tired of saying that. You get tired of being at this emotional space yet again for however long. You're like, nah, I'm not going to be here again. You know what I'm saying? And some people deal with that differently. Some people hold on and change. Some people just say, hey, and just soak in it. And it just is what it is.
But, you know, that's the definition of insane, too, bro. Like, trying to get a different outcome, but still going through the same process. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they think some kind of way. Like my mother used to always say, and I used to tell her, I was like, you can't not apply yourself and then be like, oh, I'm giving it to God. You know, you stop using those crutches, those emotional, those mental crutches. Stop doing that. You know what I mean?
I got a question for you. Throughout your journey, like you said, originally you didn't have a plan. So what are some tough lessons that you learned along the way while you were finding your plan?
Man, so, you know, it's crazy because I had a plan, but I felt like it was something else that I needed to be doing. And, you know, honestly, my plan was to be working for the APD. You know, I started out, you know, I went through, you know, the process when I was in college. I was going through the process because, you know, here's the thing. I was young, had a child. And so I just was trying to get out of school, make some money,
and be responsible.
Yeah,
I could dig it.
Yeah, that was it. That was my main thing. So it just so happened, man. I don't know. God had something else planned for me because, you know, going to work for APD, I guess that wasn't it.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing about when you got a plan for something, and then somebody say, if you want to make God laugh, you know, tell him your plan.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you just don't. You don't know. Like I look at my past 37 years, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Like you just don't know what the next day going to be for us. You know, losing loved ones, just things happening in your life. You know, milestones. It's like, wow, this is crazy. You know, but that makes life exciting.
Absolutely. I mean, you just like I said, it's I mean, it's a process. Even when I opened up my first shop, it was a process. You know, I walked up and down that sidewalk, looked at the building. I've been seeing the building, but you know,
you never considered barbershop. Did you do your own build out?
Yeah, we did my own build out. My uncle helped me build it out. I had family support, so it was.
Now let's talk about that. Let's
Yeah.
talk about that.
Do you have a wife, kids?
So I mean, right now I have a fiance.
Okay.
So yeah, I have a son. My son is 19.
Okay. And are they really invested in your business?
Absolutely, everybody's a part of it. You know,
Teamwork made the dream work.
Yeah, most definitely. Everybody's a part of what I got going on right now. The BTC, the training meetup, the Beyond the Clippers. You know, everybody's a part of the movement. You know, I'm just a blue collar worker, man. Everything that I've got, you know, I own 20 properties right now, and everything that I've received and have right now is strictly from behind the chair. You know, doing my, outside of just barbering, I've been able to, focus on some other things as well. But I've been collectively been able to, put them all together and make it all work.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying. But when you had mentioned support. That's very important when you're first starting up, you know what I'm saying, as an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And for me, I had to really, because I didn't have a lot of family here. So when I first started with cutting, it was I just had to stay at a park. I had to stay at a bar. I had to stay somewhere where I know the volume. You know, I was told, when you leave work, don't go home. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Make sure you have your business cards at all times. Put yourself in environments where, you can have the volume of people to solicit. Even with myself, I stopped going to the grocery store and making all of my groceries at one time, so I could have a reason to be in the grocery store every 2 days. You know what I'm saying? I was the guy that was in the community working and cutting. So I would, go to basketball games, football games, practices, just different things to build my name up. And I kind of just got a good following from there. But I would have loved to have been local, home, having family. But then again, that's no guarantee if the family's going to support you. So when you say you had a lot of family support, that's something that happened over time, or that just happened instantaneously? When you stepped out on faith, they was behind you.
Yeah, they was definitely behind me. My mom was behind me. Like I said, my mom didn't have a lot. She, most of us, colored people come from, areas where it's tough. Our families didn't have much, but they just made do with what they had. And,
right.
She didn't have much, and she supported me throughout the journey. When I called and told her, hey, I decided I'm just gonna open up a barbershop, she was all for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're going to take a little pause break, and we're going to play this next song because we a radio show. We play music up in here. But we actually going to play F With You by 9 Shots.
We lit!
Atlanta's home for hip-hop and R&B. Next 100. ETL's Next 100.
It's the voice of the motherfucking kid. Let's get it. Keep your feelings to yourself, cause I don't fuck with you. I ain't even tryna talk if I don't fuck with you. I won't smoke my weed around if I don't fuck with you. You'll be lucky if I speak if I don't fuck with you. Don't get too close, won't dap you up if I don't fuck with you. Don't fix your list or even that's why I don't fuck with you. I know somebody talking about I don't fuck with her. You don't keep that shit 100, I don't fuck with you. It sound like niggas talk the most when they done fucked up. I always pay 1,000, I sit back and ran my check up. Won't let you hit my bottle, security gotta check ya. No cameras in my section, can't let you see how we blazing. You lucky to be this close to be smelling like what I smoke. Don't fuck with too many niggas, won't even pass him a poke. All that capping be annoying, go tell that shit to your bitch. I be off in my own station, you gotta pay me to chill. Fuck how I don't feel if I don't fuck with you. Then that's just how it is, you had a check. Your fault if you blew it, should've been 100. I don't fuck with you. I'm just being honest, I don't fuck with you. I'm just being honest, yeah. Tell yourself cause I don't fuck with you. I ain't even tryna talk if I don't fuck with you. I won't smoke my weed around if I don't fuck with you. You'll be lucky if I speak if I don't fuck with you. Don't get too close, won't dap you up if I don't fuck with you. Don't fix your list or even that's why I don't fuck with you. I know somebody talking about I don't fuck with her. You don't keep that shit 100, I don't fuck with
Atlanta's home for hip hop and R&B. ATL's Next 100.
Number one for hip hop and R&B. You know what I'm saying? All day, all night.
All day, all night.
LITT Netwrk on ATL Next 100.
Every Monday night from 9
to 11.
And we got Mo, the real estate guy with Beyond the Clippers, letting y'all know that it's not just about the Clippers. The Clippers built the foundation and he building up from there.
I think that's what caught me when I saw the Beyond the Clipper. I was like, wow, you know what I'm saying? It's very similar to my Beyond the Cuts. You know what I'm saying? And that's really how it started for me, just hanging out. Really, I lost my job at AT&T and I was just by my friend's barbershop and he was just like, yo, you need a haircut? And I was like, well, you know, I'm in between work right now. My money tight. I'm just up here just hanging out. He's like, I ain't asked you that. If you're in between work, you need your haircut. You got interviews coming up, opportunities. You want to put your best foot forward. And I learned how important it was to be in the community. You know what I'm saying? To make sure your price point is good. And, you know, just the nuances of entrepreneurship and just understanding. When you understand your clientele, you could best serve them.
Absolutely. I definitely agree with that for sure.
So tell us, one, the good side of being a barber, the barber side, the bad side of being a barber side, the good side of real estate, and the bad side of real estate.
Oh, man. So we can start with the real estate.
Okay.
Because, like, you know, here's the thing about real estate. A lot of people think that you're going to make money and make it fast. And that's not the case. You know, it's a patience game. And what I tell people and what people fail to realize is I've been doing it a long time. You know, I'm 39 now, and I got years invested in this game, and so now it's paying off. Now I'm reaping the fruits of it. You know, with real estate, when you buy properties, you don't know what you're getting yourself into. Sometimes you go into them, you know, you may have to sink way more money into it than you realize. So that's when you need a reserve fund. If you don't have a reserve fund, then the property gonna end up. That's why you see a lot of properties people start the rehab and then they don't finish.
Yeah, because you get some crack in the foundation.
Yeah,
anything
like septic issues, all type of shit.
Electrical.
Hidden defects, or you know, haven't been mentored, or you know how people don't want to pay for coaching or training.
Right.
And I get it. You know, all you need is the money to go do it. I understand that, but you also need the knowledge and the education
to understand how to maneuver with that money.
Correct.
That's what like I told a friend of mine, a comedian friend of mine. You know, I was like, he called me. I was like, I'm heading to go talk to a financial advisor, and he's like, you know how to make money and spend money and whatever. I was like, but it's beyond making it and spending it.
It's about saving it,
divvying it up. What percentage needs to go to what?
Yeah.
You know how you maneuver with your money.
But you can have 20 properties and you don't need a financial advisor. You can have 20 properties cash flowing 6 figures, and you won't need a financial advisor. All you need to know is where to put your money at that point. But you know,
I think a financial advisor, for me, my thought process in it is for those who don't know how to manage their money well, who need somebody to say, don't spend money on that, put that over in saving. Like people that, you know, maybe have that like to eat out a lot, and it's like, okay, well, you're gonna have to cut back on your eat out, or that like to shop a lot. Okay, you're gonna have to cut here, cut there. Or like when you are those type of people that be like, I know I made a check today, but I don't know where all my money went to. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you know, delayed gratification, that's a big thing. Like, I'm big on delayed gratification. You know, if I've got approved for a Lambo, you know, at least I know I can go get the Lambo, right? But do I go get the Lambo now, or do I wait?
Yeah.
You know,
I can wait. And I think for me, for waiting, because in my early 20s, I didn't have that mentality. If I want it, I'm going to get it. You know, if I went shopping and I saw a solid of a shoe and it's 6 colors, I'm probably going to get 4. You know what I'm saying? The humbleness in me just say, don't get all 6, dude.
Yeah.
But I'm going to get 3 to 4 of them colors. Now I'm not getting any of them. I'm looking at the price point like, nah, I'm cool on that. You know, so, you know, it's just, I've wasted a lot. And,
you know, here's the thing, man. Like, I was always told when I was in my 20s that I was before my time, you know. But I was, honestly, man, I was raised around, like, older people, you know. So I was raised around, like, my mom is 72. You know, I'm 39. So my mom, her brothers were way older.
Yeah. You had some mature people grooming you.
Correct.
Yeah, that's the difference in having somebody young. Like, my parents would, let's see, my mom's was 18, my dad was 19. When she had me, she was 19. My dad was going on 20.
Mm-hmm.
So I look at how they parent now and how they interact with the grandchildren versus and with my own daughter. And it's just, when you get over that 30, 40, you just so much, you have patience, you just learn yourself, you know, and that patient thing is major. And you patient enough to say, okay, I don't know this, or humble enough to say, I don't know this, and patient enough to go and learn it.
My mom had me at 26, but that was more so because she wanted to travel the world first before she had to deal with kids.
But that's a good logic, though.
Military.
That's a good logic, though. You know what I'm saying? Because once you bring the kid in, them first 15, 16, 17 years is solely focusing on making sure they got the right foundation so they can go off and leave the nest. And, you know, they may not leave the nest. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to leave the nest, but, you know, if they decide they want to, they have they have good foundation to jump into them.
Yeah, that structure is important. Structure, it's important, man, because, you know, so many of us come from, you know, dysfunctional families. You know, that's what I think, you know, a lot of us, you know, our issues are, like, as a culture, you know, just coming from dysfunctional families.
Yeah.
I have a question. My question is, when you blend, you know, business and family together, how do you find that separation time and like, okay, look, this is business time and this is family time?
You know, so of course, you know, it's just me and my fiance, right? Because my son, he's older, he's out the house, he's not with, you know, living with me or whatever, and he's in college. So, you know, it's still kind of difficult to balance the two. You know, I know some people don't like to mix the two, you know, but it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard, but, you know, because we might be at 10 o'clock at night and we supposed to be shut down, but then something about the business come up, you know, so it's kind of difficult to balance it too, but, you know, it's a growing process.
And that's where patience comes in that level of understanding. And I think that if the two people is like, hey, this is the common goal of which we're trying to go for, or this is what I'm aiming for, and you're supporting me in that, and vice versa, you're like, okay, I get it. You just got to do this. Like, most likely he's going to fall asleep with the phone somewhere around him, or the laptop is going to be in my lap. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those types of things. But ideally, I would have never thought, you know, I need to work with the lady I'm with. Like, you know, I really ideally didn't want to ever do that.
So it's crazy because when we first met, she was trying to figure out how could she contribute. And that's one thing that I liked about her, that she wanted to figure out how could she contribute to what I already had going on. See, I was already doing the real estate before I met her. And when she saw what I was doing, she felt like it was very unique. And so she was like, well, I'm just going to start a property management. And she started the property management, you know, so now I don't even have to hire property management because she's running the property management. You know, so
see that right there is the Keisha Kior to the Gucci man.
There you go.
Was it hard for you, like, because when you're already building your foundation, you already have your vision, you already know where you're trying to go and what you're trying to do. Was it hard for you to open and make that space for her to come in and do what she wanted to do?
You know, it's always hard for an entrepreneur anyway, because, you know, entrepreneurs, we like control. Mm-hmm. So we want,
and we locked in on that vision.
Yeah. So it's like
that exact vision. You ain't got no variations of it.
Yeah, we don't want nobody coming in, you know, disturbing nothing. So it was hard. It was.
He had a vision. He was like, oh, I remember that that exact point.
Yeah. So it was definitely hard, but what I realized is, like, she really knew what she was doing. You know, she was used to running a business. She was used to, you know, even though she, you know, worked a 9 to 5, but that's what she did in her 9 to 5. And the light bulb went off. So she was really able to contribute to everything that I had going on, you know. And I think that's the key, you know, to a relationship, the key to a partnership, you know, because your partner has to understand what it is that you're doing. You know, your partner got to understand that, okay, he works a lot, or, you know, he's an entrepreneur, he works for himself. So you have to be with somebody that understands exactly.
And, you know, that's like the major killer for entrepreneurs.
Yeah, it is.
Being with someone, it seems like he said earlier, we talked about people in the industry, date people in the industry. You know, entrepreneurs, unless you're with someone who can humble themselves enough to understand what comes with an entrepreneur. Understand when you leave the house, every time, hey, I'm going out to take care of this business meeting, this whatever it is that's tied to what I do. It don't always mean I'm gonna get the financial kickback in that moment.
Right.
And people who work 9 to 5s, when they clock in, they get automatic kickback from that.
Right.
They don't get it right at the time unless they get paid cash, but they'll get that in bi-weekly, weekly. It don't work like that. Every time you leave your house, it doesn't equate to money. It's an opportunity, or in the entertainment world, is exposure. But that works too. You know what I'm saying? Those exposure bucks pays off as well. You see what I'm saying? So, you definitely have to have somebody who understands you. And that's pretty good you was able to find that. How long have you guys been together?
So we've been together about 3 years now. And we about to get married.
So when did you propose?
So I proposed about a year ago.
Okay, so y'all was dating for a good 24 months before you.
Yeah.
What was the light that clicked off in your head? Like, I got to do this now.
Well, for one, I'm getting older.
I told you, man.
Yeah.
We ain't getting no younger.
I told her. I got a joke when I talk about that. Say, you don't start settling down really as a man until you like
the
your hairline
salt coming in with the pepper.
Your hairline start receding, that salt and pepper start kicking in, and you just like, my man gets to a point, and I was told this young, a man gets to a point where he just get tired of it.
Yeah.
He got to answer the question though.
I was gonna let him answer the question.
Right in your notes.
Like now I'm gonna tell you, that's the part about like working with somebody that you with that I don't care for, because like sometimes she can be like effing annoying.
That's fine. Even if we wasn't together, I would still say.
You know what I'm saying? Like we could be out like handling some business, and she'd be like, I'm like,
she on it, man.
I'm like, relax.
First of all, that is always me. It's not even just with him. That is just me. Like, I like things to be like, I'm business in my mind.
What's going on? What's this? Like the show last week. What's going on? What's this? I'm like, relax. Relax.
Yeah, I like to know. Like, what's are we doing so? One, I am overly like everything to be professional.
And,
because
most women are.
I want stuff to be professional. And then so I'm like, okay, well, what's the understanding? But the best way to do that is communication. The only downside is that he could have easily been like, hey, I don't know what's going on. This is what's happening. This is a change. But like, it was just, I understand he was frustrated with whatever was going on, or maybe just confused. I don't know. But communication is key in all business matters.
And I was pretty much just telling, like, as fresh as you're getting it, I'm getting it. So I'm trying to figure it out as well.
That was the last.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like we taking a math test. Somebody like, yo, what's the answer, nigga? I don't know. I'm stressing over here.
Women ask. We want answers. Like, you could say, I don't know. That's fine. But he was just like. So I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Like, how do you know what that means?
You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know what that means.
Men know what that means.
You know what that means.
Y'all know what that means. We like, okay, like, what's the words that go along with?
So we still is the show still going on? Listen,
now women detail, man.
Yeah,
so, right.
Details.
Most of us we are organized and all over the place, but women, they
details.
Be on.
That's why you know what I'm saying. That's why it's gonna work with the property manager, because she gonna be on point with the man. She gonna make sure your properties is right.
She be on top of it. Cause see, before she came in, I was like all willy nilly. You know what I mean? Like, I had a little system in place, but it wasn't much. Like, hey, deposit the money in my bank account. That's how I was running it. You know what I mean? But then when she came in, like, we got a software. They pay online.
Yeah, they running that QuickBooks.
Yeah. Look,
that way when you do your taxes, it's all right there in one program.
Oh man, it was so simple, man. So simple, man. It's like I just print the Excel
we
off. We
irritate him, but we make
account.
Life easier in the long run for you.
Yeah, I mean, that is true.
Definitely,
it's one of the things they say. You can't live with them, can't live without them.
Yeah, man. You need them, man. You need them. Much as I thought I could do without them, man. But like I said, she made everything just more organized and everything just
made it flow. So let me ask you this: with your previous ladies or your son's mother, was it a situation where the lifestyle wasn't, or your career of choice wasn't allowing y'all to have success, or was this other personal thing?
Well, I was just young.
Just young?
Yeah, that ended young. So yeah, that was it pretty much.
Gotcha.
So I'm a wedding planner, so I still want to know what was that key mind thing that made you know that she was the one.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much just she pretty much fit everything that I needed, for as a wife, a friend. I think, that's more important, was more important for me than anything, just having that friend, sometimes in that communication, sometimes as a male, we look past certain things when it comes down to women, we get so caught up to the looks and how, the rest, but with her it wasn't like that. She's beautiful, but also she, like I said, not only contribute to what I'm doing, but also I've known her for a while. We went to college together, but we just clicked. We clicked. I don't know if I answered your question or not, but
Alex clicked it.
I tried.
Well, what she was trying to figure out in the first 24 months, was it just something, that one thing that you're like, wow, or was it just the vibe over consistent time?
Yeah, it was the vibe, man, and she was different. She was different than the rest.
And it's crazy how somebody could just be different, right? That they might not have all of the things, but what they do have, you do appreciate and value, and that person could just be so different.
And see,
than all the rest.
And with me, I'm big on trust. If I can't trust you, because I trust me, I dated plenty of females that I felt like I couldn't trust. It's just a gut feeling that, I know I'm not the only dude that she's messing with, but she's making me feel like I'm the only one. But in my mind, I already know that I'm not.
You know what's up.
Yeah. So.
Your fiance didn't make you feel like that.
Nah, she didn't make me feel like that, and I didn't make her feel like that. And I think that's major when you dating, and in the dating world, you want that person, whoever you dating, and you really feeling them. You really want that person to make you feel like you the only one. You know the feeling when you feel like you the only one. And then if your man, the man you're dating got something else going on.
Yeah.
That's true. That's real. With that being said, I'm going to take one more song moment. And we're going to play, if y'all remember, we had Candace here last week. We're going to play her song, LITT. Because, in case y'all didn't know, we lit!
100.
Hating all on our chocolate skin, envious of our melanin. The love in our heart is evident. We love our life, live it till the end. Why they copy us and just play pretend? Through the struggle, we make excellence. God made us, so we heaven sent. It's the soul that lives within, and let them know that black is beautiful, 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 black is beautiful. Black is beautiful, black is beautiful, black is beautiful, black is beautiful, black is beautiful. To the true kids of Africa, where all the colored people spectacular. The essence of our culture is immaculate. The gold soul hit your heart with a fantastic touch. The original people that got backing up. We rich in spirit, so we ain't lacking much. We came back with peace, the fist pack a punch. I wonder why the police be attacking us. Black of the bear, baby, the sweet of the juice. The dark of the flesh and the deep of the roots. Trying to enlighten the culture, so now I'm teaching to you to be the best that they can be, the souls invested in you. They look in the mirror, they seeing the proof. We got children just living what we destined to do. They can tell you a lot of things, but they don't have a clue. I said they tell you a lot of things, but they don't be the truth. That's why they hating on our chocolate skin, envious of our melanin. The love in our heart is evident. We love our life, live it till the end. Why they copy us and just play pretend? Through the struggle, we make excellence. God made us, so we haven't sent.
Every time I come through, get a hater sick. I hit my cousin on the cell, I got a hit. Since I've been 30, have been on my tip. So anybody in my way is getting hit. Don't say too much, I keep it stepping, never work, work. Watch mommy get it. If you ain't talking money, papi, I ain't tryna hear it. I ain't gon' lie, can't deny, like my niggas beard it. They say I got that drip, and it's sweet like syrup. When I'm in town, post for the pic, turn around. They didn't like it, they love it now. Cause I come through and shut it down. You know it's lit when I'm in town, post for the pic, turn around. They didn't like it, they love it now. Cause I come through and shut it down. I shut it down, I shut it down. If you ain't taking care of home, then you're a clown. They tell me, Candace, you a star, I like your sound. But you too conscious, baby girl, just dumb it down. It's for the underdog, the underground. My knockout bitches, they could go a couple rounds. They called you whack and said you never get the crown. This is a stick up, nigga, please don't make a sound. Beast mode, hold up, where the beat go? This is easy money, lightweight, free throw. Only with a money at the only place that she go. Ain't a go, take up, but a nigga gotta eat, bro. Work, work, watch mommy get it. If you ain't talking money, papi, I ain't tryna hear it. I ain't gon' lie, can't deny, like my niggas beard it. They say I got that drip, and it's sweet like syrup. When I'm in town, post for the pic, turn around. They didn't like it, they love it now. Cause I come through and shut it down. You know it's lit when I'm in town, post for the pic, turn around. They didn't like it, they love it now. Cause I come through and shut it down.
Atlanta's home for hip hop and R&B.
It's a hip hop and R&B flavor.
You know,
That haircut make you cheat.
DDL's next 100.
All right, I have a random. It has nothing to do about either one of y'all. I have a random entertainment question. Y'all want to see how y'all feel about it, okay? It's about Usher. Okay, so if y'all don't know out there, Usher is starting a residency in Vegas. So if y'all haven't seen Usher and y'all want to see Usher, y'all can go to Vegas, and he gonna be on the strip doing show after show after show after show. It's gonna be like a whole Usher show. But that's not even what I'm talking
Like he
about.
gonna be doing his songs and stuff.
You know how you go on the strip and they got like the different little.
No, I've never been to Vegas. So I don't know.
Well, in Vegas, I've never been to Vegas either, but people talk about the shows that you go see
Right.
in Vegas. He is going to have a show, like a regular night, weekly, daily performance in Vegas.
Okay.
Where you can go see Usher on a regular. But that's not what I'm talking about today. Today I'm talking about Usher has formulated his own Usher bucks. They look like real dollars, however, they have his face on it. Real dollars, 5s, 10s, 20s, real money, just with Usher's face on it, okay? But the issue is Usher went to the strip club, and instead of throwing regular our money at the stripper, he threw Usher bucks at the stripper. And she felt some type of way and felt like he should be blasted of that because obviously Usher bucks have no monetary value. But he threw them out like it was just money. Like he threw out 1s, 5s, 20s, 100s. He was just blowing it all out. And she felt so offended and so upset about these Usher bucks. So the media is saying that maybe it's a publicity stunt since he is doing the residency, trying to get people to buzz about him doing it in Vegas. But do you think she should have felt as offended with her Usher bucks?
What do you think?
Money don't have no value. So why?
Yeah.
But she can't pay her rent with Usher bucks.
Well, if she go turn it into Usher, maybe.
Maybe he could cash it out.
That's a thought. That's an idea.
Maybe he cash out his money when it circulates. I don't know. I think it is. Dr. Steak is just something to create a buzz. You know, you got to create a buzz, create some steam about what you're doing. A new album coming out, a new move, a new movie. You know, a new book release, whatever it is that's new that you want to get. You know, rally some attention behind. But I mean, if I was an exotic dancer and somebody came with money that don't mean nothing, I probably would be a little hot about it.
Is that theft for the service? So you know, like when they're charging $5 a lap dancer, you giving $5 Usher bucks.
It is. It's a theft for service, yes. But now, where does this happen? Was this in Atlanta?
I don't
Vegas,
remember. Well, his residency is Vegas, but I don't remember where the strip club was.
Nah, it probably didn't happen in Atlanta because we'd have heard about it a lot. They'd have talked about it a lot.
And he got hands put on.
with that, and I don't think Usher would do that in his hometown. I don't think he would disrespect the strippers here because, I mean, he'd do that somewhere else. Do that like in Scottsdale, Arizona. You know what I'm saying?
Not Scottsdale.
But he not gonna do that in Atlanta. The home of the strippers,
No,
ratchet strippers.
The home of the ratchet strippers?
Oh no, he not. No, they're not doing that. He's not doing that here.
You don't think so?
No,
I'm going to investigate.
no, because you know who else did that, right? Soulja Boy did that.
Here?
So I think it was in Houston.
Oh.
And, you know, Houston, Atlanta, very
He threw
similar.
fake money in Houston?
He had some fake counterfeit money. Because you know, once they scrape that money up and they go to the back, they're going straight in the counter.
Right.
They're not counting that up. They don't got time for that. They, you know what I'm saying? The house mom, she get it all together or whatever. You know, put their name on it, tally it up, and then you know give them what they got to get their percentage out of it, and then keep it moving. But yeah, it's a couple people didn't that before. Yeah. Now I'm pretty sure that you maybe have experienced it, theft of services or somebody trying to pay you a counterfeit money. Have you dealt with that in the barber industry?
Yeah, I have.
I have as well, and it normally comes around holiday time.
How do y'all check for counterfeit money? Y'all don't have like the little marker?
Well, I had the marker. I don't have one now, but now what they're doing is they're taking 5s and washing it and reprinting 50s. They're taking 100s and washing it and reprinting 100s. Yeah, so 5s and 1s. That's what they're doing. So it'll make the marker test, but it won't have the strip in the inside. You see what I'm saying? So it's official paper, you know, from the mint, but it's reprinted. You see what I'm saying? So that's the stuff. You know, that's outside of cocaine.
So you got to now check your 5s and your 1s? Yeah,
what I'm saying, but outside of cocaine and coming out of Colombia, that's like a major thing that they do. Counterfeit is like 1-2 with drugs, because you can put counterfeit in anybody's hands. Drugs are normally going to go in the black market. A certain person's going to buy it. But counterfeit, everyone can have it.
Yeah, drug needs a user. A counterfeit,
it doesn't. It just needs somebody who wants to spend it.
It just needs somebody,
you see what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? And everybody spend money.
Yeah.
So you know, yeah, man, that counterfeit thing is major. So that's why the whole Bitcoin and the virtual currency thing is trying to, you know, because they're trying to pose it as if you get virtual currency, how can somebody rob your virtual currency? Outside of a hacker.
I was going to say they can hack,
right?
Yeah, definitely can hack it.
Yeah, outside of a hacker. Yeah. But my whole thing about virtual currency is just if I give you.
It was in Vegas. It was a Vegas club.
It was a Vegas club for
it's Usher Bucks.
For Usher.
Promotion.
Yeah, I can see that's promotional.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But that I'm gonna tell you something, man. That counterfeit thing was major. In the past 11 years, that probably has happened to me 9-10 times.
Really?
Every time during holiday season.
Yeah, I know people that print them, bro.
Yeah, every time during holiday season, that take place.
You ain't supposed to say that on the radio.
Allegedly.
Yeah, now they gonna crack down on your ass. I don't know this guy. He's an intern. He's not on the payroll.
Who do you know? Who do you know? They're gonna be following you.
For real.
Let them follow me. I ain't doing nothing. I'm a law-abiding citizen, man. I'm just make my.
He just knows some people.
Make my beats.
He about to be an
and
informant.
I record music.
For real.
I don't know nothing.
He said he know the people with the machine.
Right.
He about to be an informant like a mug.
I'm blind and deaf.
Yeah. I'm legally blind.
Barely.
P.O.P. hold me down.
Hold me down. I'm blind as hell.
That's funny. So
that's horrible.
Your son, he's 19. He's in college.
Yeah. He's in college.
What is he majoring in, and is he gonna bring it back to assist dad in the family business?
So he's majoring in theater, man. He's into the movies and production. But I've been teaching him the real estate, showing him how to. Right now, I've been showing him how to wholesale.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, so he can try to bring in the big bucks, try to help out with his business. I'm trying to show him where he can do both. You know, and utilize the funds from wholesaling to, you know, really get his production company off the ground.
You saying wholesale
My
real estate?
17-year-old just said he wanted to get into. No, lying. My 16-year-old said he wanted to get into real estate. So.
Yeah, it's dope. I know a few people that's in it, and they do a few other things. And the lie that they told us was to go to work 40 hours a week. Take that and allow that to turn your life around.
No, the lie they told us is that you needed to go to college to get a good job to be able to do what you saying you could do, to get that 40-hour-a-week job.
That's a part of it.
That was the lie they told my generation. Like,
they just didn't give you the full scope of things. And I think we're not giving somebody the full scope and being exposed to a multiple of options.
Right.
You only think that you could get a trade, or you could go to college, or be in the military, or then get out the military or college and get a county job. And then that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? And there's so many jobs out here for young people who may not want to go to college.
Yeah, it's a lot of jobs.
It's a lot of jobs, man. Like, as a barber, I'm pretty sure you meet a lot of those different people.
Yeah.
Like, I've met a lot of different people.
There's a lot of jobs that'll take your high school degree. You know,
Right.
they don't tell you that. They say you got to go to college. They don't say.
Yeah, I've been trying to show him, and hey, go get a certification. You go get a certification. In something like
I always wonder about theater because you don't need college to.
It's like culinary arts.
It's
like culinary arts. Like, if you can cook, you don't need to go to school for somebody to teach you how to dice, how to chop, how to mince. You don't need nobody to teach you that. You got.
But there's also a technique with it too. And
but you can work next to someone and get that.
But that's basically what it is. It's like either you go to college or you go into like an intern. Like apprenticeship type of program, you know what I'm saying? So you can actually learn from the seasoned.
Yeah, but that's what it seems like college is. It seems like a big networking hub.
Yeah.
To prepare yourself to become a paid intern.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's like,
I'm gonna say this because I went to college and I see so much stuff online where people kind of downplay college, and I won't downplay college. Granted, it's expensive.
I went to college.
Yeah, so, well, you understand, and I don't know. I went to HBCU. I don't know about
Morris
you.
Brown.
Okay, so you get it. I went to Stillman College. So, here's the thing. Like, when you go to college, the network, and it's like family. And, people who don't go to college, they don't receive that structure that they really need to maneuver through life. So, you learn so much. Even though, like I said, you got student loans, you got people to pay back. But to me, going to college, just having that structure, that network, I pledged a fraternity. So all
you
those,
alpha?
Oh no, you killing me right now. Just cut everything off right now. No,
pull a plug on that.
You a Kappa?
I'm a Kappa.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The Kappa, that's the guy with the canes, right?
That's the red.
Crimson and cream.
You can't say with the cane because the Sigmas now they have a cane too.
Sigmas got canes?
Yeah, you can't say
They
the
jockey
cane.
y'all style.
Nah, we the first one with the cane.
Y'all the one shimmy. Y'all the one do the shimmy shit. Okay.
And the Sigmas be trying to do a little something like
the
that.
The Sigmas is shimmy.
Well, we were before the Sigmas, so I don't know what she talking about.
So let me ask you.
You before, but I'm saying
we
like.
Was here first.
What when you was
every Kappa they say the
pledge,
same thing.
When you said, "Hey, I'm a pledge," do they pick you, or did you say, "I like this collection of guys over this organization"?
Well, it's a little bit of both. Sometimes they run around campus and they handpick, and there's still some guys that gonna come to the interest meeting that they didn't handpick, that they still might end up picking. So
okay,
yeah.
I will say college is. Like you said, there's a lot of student loans and all that, but I don't think college is necessarily totally about the education that you learn, because the first part of college, you learning basically the same stuff you learned in high school. You just relearning it, reiterating it. But it does give you that moment to mature, because now you're on your own. You have to think for yourself. You have to process by yourself. You have to, be responsible for yourself. You don't have your mom waking you up for school and class. You don't have your mom telling you where you got to be or how to get there, or driving you here to there, or like you say, you play football. My son plays football. Like, now you got to get to your practice. You got to, be accountable for yourself. So if nothing else, it teaches you accountability, especially when you go to a HBCU as a black male or female. It now teaches you a different part of culture. Now you see, especially if you come from a place that's maybe not as many black people, or if you come from a place where, hey, I'm in the hood. Now you see, there's different type of black people.
Right.
There's different walks of life. Everybody ain't ghetto. Oh, we got some good people. Oh, we got some ghetto people. Like, it's just a blend of culture altogether.
Organizations, organizational skills. I had fun in college, so it wasn't all bad.
And I desired to go to college. I wound up not, and I wound up coming to Atlanta which felt like an HBCU. Like Atlanta has a structure. It's like you living in an HBCU. You know what I'm saying, so to speak. Like everybody here was even being from New Orleans and having the whole Atlanta, New Orleans versus New Orleans type of thing. It was just like, yeah, we don't rock with y'all in football, but I love y'all women. I don't real rock with y'all in football, but boy, that's seafood. So it was still a connection, and and I don't think I really had anybody that treated me unfair, unkind. Everybody was pretty solid, but that's the same type of vibe I got when I would go to college campuses, and like my brother, his ex-wife went to Alcorn State.
The Alabama State.
You know what I'm saying? I would be down at the HBC. I mean, at the what's down there?
Classic.
AUC Center.
AUC Center.
Okay.
I'll go down there. Been to the Classic several times. And it's just I can see the brotherhood. I can see the network. I can see a lot of the things that why people go to college. And I was like, this is dope. You know what I'm saying? I took a different route, just working, and I appreciate that I took that route. But always being in a mix of people who were in college or further in education. And just like guys who was in the military, that's a whole nother walk in itself. You know what I'm saying? And I think either route is dope. If you go become a tradesman, if you go to college, if you become, go to the military, or if you do any of the three all in one lifetime. Further education is definitely not whack. I just think that a lot of times they push go to college on a lot of people, and they don't really help sift through to understand if that person is properly mentally ready to be put in an environment like that. And you know what I'm saying? Some kids is really just like, man, I just want 15 months of learning something and then throw me in the workforce.
Yeah, but there's some people who need that transitional year too.
Absolutely.
Like they need that space. Like I just spent 13 years in school. Give me a break, a breather, and then I can go back in, or allow me to with a clear head think like, do I want to go back to school and learn some more?
And that's why I tell them all the time.
Or do I want to
take them 4 years? When you get in school, and they told me in '98, hey man, these 4 years is not about high school. These 4 years is preparatory. You're preparing, and you play with them 4 years. Now you need that break because you're like, man, this came fast.
I didn't want to take no break.
I didn't want to. I don't think you should take a break. I understand why people do. But I don't think you should take a break.
Yeah, I don't, because I think once you're in that rhythm,
you're grooving.
Yeah, and you got to keep it going. Because once you take that break, that 1 year off.
Listen, what happens in breaks, and just like I tell every young man, do not live with a girl. Don't do it. Don't do it, because the level of comfort that comes with that, you can't get around it. You can't get around it. Your nature is not going to allow you to get around it. When you have to prepare to go see her, there's a lot of stuff you got to do to prepare. When you don't have to prepare and she's just going to be home when you get home, babies are coming. That's what happens. Then once that happened, now you have heightened the responsibility. Now the decision that you make is not going to be for you. It's got to be for this third party right here. You see what I'm saying? So the likeliness of you getting back to college is dwindling away.
Well, I do have a lit conversation I want to ask y'all. This was put on the desk of Tony Dominique. And it's a real generic question, but hey, it is what it is. And the question is, if a guy dates two women and he lies to one about it, but is truthful with the other, which relationship does he value more?
Why he lied then?
No, I don't agree with that.
So he's dating two women.
He's dating two women. He told one woman the truth. Hey, I'm dating both of y'all. This is what we got going on. He told the other one, I'm only dating you. It's just me and you, boo. Which one does he value the most?
Both.
I say it's the one he lied to because he more afraid.
But he ain't lie. He probably didn't lie off a fear factor.
But he lied because he didn't want to lose her.
But that's not always the case, though.
But it's not always. But most times, like in those situations, because you're not gonna tell a girl the truth if you know she's gonna leave.
It's per character. If you have a person that's a transparent nature, then you can have a transparent conversation.
True, but if you got a person you don't.
If you have a person that's not that way.
Exactly. But you want to keep them.
Now you have to alter. That's what I'm saying. So I don't really think it's like I'm a lie because it's a fear factor. I think it's like I'm a lie because I know this nature of person don't take rawness.
Exactly. But that don't matter. That's not an excuse to lie, bro.
Well, first thing, you're supposed to lie sometimes.
Everybody lies.
You know what I'm saying?
Or you just don't want to hurt them.
Right. Everybody.
But there's also more respect for her. You feel what I'm saying? Like
for instance, I
lie. If you got that much respect for her, why would you lie to her?
Because you don't want to hurt her.
Nah.
Well, you just don't do it.
Okay,
True
so
enough,
you
but
said both.
we not at that both.
Why did you say both?
Nah, I was just trying my luck on him, but nah, I just think that if he telling one the truth and one the lie, I just think that the one that he's telling the truth to, then he must know that. That the one that he's telling the truth to, apparently he knows who she is and how she will respond. So, and she may be with it. She may be okay with it.
Yeah,
the one he's lying to.
Like for instance, you meet a young lady and y'all having real heart-to-heart conversations on the get-to-know process. The first 6 months, and she hit you with some stuff. Just tell me about you, and y'all doing hypotheticals, or y'all start drinking, and your friends are over, and here comes the adult games and shit. You know what I'm saying?
And it comes out.
Yeah. And then you
find out she kinky.
Yeah, and then you find out y'all start talking about threesomes, and then you find out she had one.
Yeah.
And you be like, oh shit, so y'all ain't know you was in the women's shit? Like, nah, it was me and two gooses. You be like, whoa, wait a minute.
Right.
That ain't no what? And she like, it's the same, because you did it with two, and and this and that. And who do it? You like, wait a minute, it's different, because society say it, now you going on the society side.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, do you really want to know the shit that you think you, no, you don't.
You really don't.
Think about it.
You don't
if you knew the things your mother may have to do to keep the lights on, you might have a more appreciation for your mother, or you may look at women as a whole differently.
Correct.
You see what I'm saying?
No. He won't. Because remember last time we talked about if you found out
he won't,
that your mother...
Yeah, he won't. We saying you as in whoever that may be. He won't.
What was the question?
I'm a little different in the mind.
Like if your mom
had new
photos, he was like, whatever she do with her vagina, this is what she do. I ain't got nothing to do with me. He don't care.
But that's like being mad at your mama getting a new boyfriend, bro. She gon' you feel me? Mama
I get it, but what we saying is discretion is important, right?
The discretion is important.
Okay, so you're taking
the discretion is important to people who cares about what others think of them, right?
Nah.
When you don't care what people think of what, like,
but it's not about caring what somebody think. You have to look at the sensitivity of the kid. That's the reason why they put ratings on movies. That's the reason why kids are not to watch pornography and to watch horror movies, because they're not ready. They're not ready for that. Sometimes you got to be ready for certain things. That's why there's stages and levels.
In theory, but dude, you weren't 18 when you watched your first porn movie, was it, bro?
Nah, probably like all of 12, 13.
Exactly. So that's all I'm saying.
But that don't mean he was supposed to be watching.
You can set the guidelines, bro, but
seriously, like you heard what she said, right?
Don't work, bro.
But you heard what she said.
Yeah, I feel it.
Like I wasn't supposed to watch it, but I stole my dad's stuff. This is how my dad used to do. He used to put all the porn on his boxing VHS. So it'd be like Tyson versus Holyfield 1.
Yep.
Tyson versus Riddick Bowe.
That's how I found my first.
And I'll be like, and I'll pop it in and be like, I like Tyson.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really was a fan of Tyson. So I pop it in and it'd be like, next thing you know, Tyson would be the first round or two, and then it go, here come the music.
Big booty.
I'll be like, what's this music? And then it'll fade out.
Old porn had the weird music.
Yeah, the weird music. Then it'll fade out and it come all pixely back, and then they'd be like, yeah. And she's sitting there with the big bush. I'm like,
what? It's I like it.
Man, I'm talking about, that's when I used to think that thing sit way up there. I was like, oh. And I used to watch the HBO soft porn. I remember one time. Listen,
you probably used to watch that old lady that used to teach people about sex toys.
I watched her. But I used to watch, HBO used to have
real sex.
Not real sex. I used to watch Taxi Cab Confessions, Real Sex. I used to watch. Listen, my mom did not care. I don't know if she cared, but I don't think that she was thinking of what was going on premium channels. I don't think she knew what Cinemax had, Showtime, HBO, all that. And that was HBO back then.
She knew.
Hey, my mama took my TV.
She was watching it too with your stepdad.
But check this out though. I remember one time my mom was coming up there. She was coming up there. She was like, "Hey," but like my mom would get on the phone, right, and be like, "Go run and go get my cigarettes out the car." I'm like, "Mom, you could have just said that. You ain't have to hop on the phone." So
my mom do that.
Listen, but at that time I was a big phone sex kid.
He was some
You used to
freaky,
call the
freaky
hotline?
No.
Hey, he was a freaky.
Yes, listen, no, I ain't call a hotline. But
You used to do it with whatever girl you was chilling with?
But it's something about me. I knew how to spot if she had that demon in her. I just knew how to spot it because my sister and them, I had them around me so much. All they friends, I can tell which ones was
dude,
what.
Me too, bro.
I was
know
like,
what you're talking
instantly. I can see as soon as I pull up to the stoop on the step and I see, I'm
Yeah,
like,
I'm finna
she
freak
got
you
that
out.
go with
Yeah,
her.
I'm finna freak you out.
So
This is horrible.
I used to talk to him. I was like, wow. And I realized a long time ago that women like to be lied to. They used to call me because I used to tell great stories because I used to hang around older men. And they just tell stories. And I would tell stories. Like, yeah, I tried to go get my license. It was like, you get your license? I was like, yeah, they got a little form. You got to sign this form and this, that. And it was like, you get your license at 14? So now they started a whole rumor that you could get your license at 14. Yeah, because I got a Suburban. I used to want a Suburban back in the day. I was like, yeah, I got a big body Suburban. You know what I'm saying? This and then, that was just
You was a professional liar.
At that time, I just knew how to finesse, and they just like to sit on the phone. Guys didn't do that unless it was party line with the girls, late night. But girls would be on the phone all day until the cordless phone die, and then get on the other one, and then let it charge up just a little bit. Like I'm telling you, if you had a Bell South AT&T cordless phone, that was the first cell phone.
I had a cordless.
Man, you go
But
like, you go at least a half a block.
I'm an only child, so I had my own line. You know when the phone ring one time for the main house and ring 2 times for the other line? Like I used to have all of that.
Oh, y'all was lit.
Listen, I literally...
It was on some, hey, if you hang up, don't call back after 10 because you going to get me messed up. You hear me? Like, don't call his phone back after 10. I call you. Don't call
me and my sister, we used to argue so much.
I used to go and turn off all the ringers in the house and just let my phone ringer be on.
Yeah, we argue about the phone. That's why I had my own line. Me and my younger sister used to argue about the phone.
You gotta have your own line.
Yeah, I ain't really care about it. Like, I ain't really care
but
about the phone like that. Like I got on it, but for me, I was big on music. Like I had to have a 5-disc CD changer. I used to open my windows and put. My mom was like, "Son, why do you keep putting the speakers in the window?" I was like, "Ma, because when I'm bumping, the world gotta feel me." And then
you gotta give the whole neighborhood a.
And then I take the cordless phone with the little clip sitting on my jabos. I'm going outside, sit outside, chill.
See, I didn't have any of those problems. I ain't had to argue with nobody about the phone. My mom, she used to work overnight, so I spent a lot of time just by myself, entertaining myself.
You was the only child, so.
Yeah.
Man, listen.
Yeah. That only child shit is good. It's good to a degree, but some only children
you get older.
Some only children grow up to be adults who are kind of stingy and very self-centered. And then some people grow up to be adults they have issues socializing. Yeah. They don't really know.
I definitely don't have issues.
Social cues. Like they don't know social cues. You know what I'm saying? They just it's
my mom did a
difficult.
good balance though, because during like holidays, summer, any break from school, I was shipped off to go to my daddy's house, and my grandmother has 39 grandchildren.
How many active grandchildren you had when you was coming up? How many were y'all?
Most of them are in my age bracket. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have a couple of them that's like.
So it was like a good 15 of y'all in that.
So you was lit at your grandma's house, basically.
That's how we were.
Well, maybe not even all the time, because I was supposed to stay with my dad, but my dad had my stepmom and they was married, so I spent a lot of time at my grandma's house. But all my cousins live at their parents' house, so it's really just me at my grandma's house, and then everybody get dropped off.
What's the thing with that? Like, did you have both your parents growing up?
I did not.
You just had your mother?
Just my mom.
And your mom's side of the family?
Yeah.
So when you said your uncle, that was your mom's brother?
Yeah. So my mom had 10 brothers and sisters.
Oh,
well,
yeah.
really 11.
So y'all was deep.
So yeah, we was deep. I got an old country family.
Yeah. So you said
my dad, they side.
That's how they do.
13 deep. It's 13
I bet you the house. Not to knock it, but the house ain't that big.
Nah.
The house don't even be big enough to hold all that.
Nah, not at all.
But guess what? That's why 18 come, nigga be ready to go. I'm out of here. I'm going to the military, cuz. I'm going to work the mill.
Yeah, you be trying to get up out of there.
Nigga, I'm going to work the
when you
mill.
think about my grandma's house, it actually only had 2 bedrooms.
Yeah.
And then my uncle built an extra bedroom. Like they extended the house. So then it became a 3-bedroom.
That's what my grandpa and them did in the night war.
So you rocking with 3 bedrooms, 1 bath.
Yeah, you gotta get up out of there.
Yeah, man. It be like that. But that's the reason why the housing for a lot of black people, urban, rural, just was not adequate enough to house the kids that they were having.
Right.
So when it's time for you to roll, you gotta roll. You gotta get out of here. It's not because they just want to put you out. They just don't have the resources and the housing to house you. Now it's different.
One of my aunts moved literally right next door to my grandmother, and she still stay there to this day. The house is still there, but
Do you go home? Do you go home often?
Yeah, I do.
You go home pretty often. Everybody's still in that same spot.
Well, yeah. Well, not my mom. We moved her out of our the neighborhood we grew up in.
Okay.
Yeah. So we moved her out of there. And
But she's still back home though.
Yeah. She's still in.
But them older people don't be trying to go nowhere.
No, they don't.
They just want a nicer place,
Yeah.
not too far.
Realistically, if
Not
you could
really.
just redo this one.
Yeah.
Why stay
They really
in it?
don't want to move.
They don't want to move. They settled. The Southern older people are
Yeah.
so set. They're not liberated at all.
Correct.
They don't care anything about diversity, nothing. The doctor has to tell
Well,
them.
you said it earlier. Once you get past that threshold, whatever you ain't accomplishing that time, I'm settled. I have settled. This is my spot. Don't
But you know
move
what?
me,
That's
don't
what I've
shake me.
always appreciated about people from up north. They were never really settled with anything. They were always a progressive mind. It was always, well, what's that next thing? That's it's. I'm like a fine, happy medium between being Southern and being settled in what I like, but also opening myself up to say, you know what? The comfort zone don't pay.
I ain't from New York, but I be trying to go
Northerners,
places.
not just New Yorkers. Philly, DC.
I ain't from the North, but I
But
be
they
wanting
progressive
stuff.
because
I be-
if you look at
I be
the
wanting it all.
North, the North they don't have new construction. They always have reconstruction. You see what I'm saying? They'll blow a building up in its own footprint and rebuild a building. You know, out here we always seeing new trees being chopped down, new spaces being carved out for.
There's a lot of space in the South.
There's a lot of space.
A lot of land in the South.
And once they start making mass transit, the South is not going to feel like the South like
Well,
that.
you know, the thing is, a lot back in the day, a lot of the people, that's what they transitioned to. They up north,
Right.
If you talk to somebody up north, they have a lot of family in the South.
Yeah,
because that's where they
VA,
migrated to.
South Carolina.
Yeah,
and up north is full of immigrants.
Chicago.
Immigrants.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. People from other countries and other places and
because
stuff like that.
you'll be surprised, like what areas you go to and you won't even see colored people. You can go to like the Midwest, North Dakota, Kansas,
Wyoming,
places like that. They'll look at you like they'll stare.
Yeah, I heard it. My dad drive trucks, and I got a few cousins that drive. And it's like when they get out, they like the one person told my dad, it was like, what he told him? You a confident color fella. Because my dad's tall, and he one of those people that he reads a lot. And when he speak with conviction. He know what he's talking about, and he's confident in what he's saying. His shoulders is high, chin is up. And them type of people, they like,
You too educated.
You're just too confident, and that confidence may breed more confidence. That's what they don't want us to do is continue to breed that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, Mo, we're going to bring it back to you. If you can let the people know your social media, if you got a website, if they want to get their hair cut, if they want to buy some houses, if they want to rent a spot from you.
Are you retired from cutting hair?
Nah, so I cut 3 days out of the week. And I cut like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And that's pretty much it.
That's what I'm working on.
Yeah, just 3 days, man.
That's what I'm working on. I'm working on something major along the lines of that. But shout out to you, man. And we appreciate you coming on.
I appreciate y'all for having me on.
Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I did, man. I enjoyed everything. I appreciate y'all for reaching out to me. People can find me at beyondtheclippers.com. That's my website. They can find me on Instagram at beyondtheclippers_ and also on YouTube at Beyond the Clippers.
Y'all hear it, Beyond the Clippers, and that's spelled the proper way. We're not going to use no ebonics. You spell that right.
But make sure y'all put that underscore at the end.
Yeah, you got to make sure you use the underscore.
Definitely on Instagram. You definitely got it.
Because that matters. That matters. And you're talking about over, 20 years of just behind a chair?
Yeah, definitely.
And about 15, 16 years of real estate?
Correct, yeah.
This guy here's the guy to know. Man, we thank you for coming rock out with us. We really, really appreciate you.
And I appreciate y'all for having me on.
Thank you for coming. Yeah. Everybody who has tuned in and listened, whether you watched it on the stream on Facebook, whether you watched it on YouTube, whether you have gone to IBNXradio.com, radionetwork.com, and watched it under Atlanta's Next 100, which we do need y'all to go there and watch it and get our ratings up. We need y'all to listen and hear us so we know that y'all out here really rocking with us. We appreciate you. We love you. Remember, today, tomorrow, and always stay living in today's time because
we're lit!
Yeah. It's lit. It's lit. Yeah. Yeah. Ay. Yeah, it's lit. It's lit. It's lit. And like it ain't lit. LITT. LITT. And like it ain't lit. Yeah, it's lit. It's lit. It's lit. It's lit. And like it ain't lit. LITT. LITT. And like it ain't lit. Yeah, we 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 lit. It's lit. Cut the radio up. Grab the phone when the live on. This the latest station in the nation. Get your mind blown. Monday from 9/11, causing hectic 9/11. You ain't heard about from word of mouth. Come here, let me tell you. Got Tony on the mics, good celebrity at ATL, and we got Duke plus my dog Omar as well. It's a lituation every time you cut the station on. It's the LITT Netwrk here, but we taking off.